Welcome back to my kitchen. Y'all, Easter is coming. The holiday is upon us. And yeah, you read the title right. We're getting ready to experiment today. This is for all the little children and the babies that love jelly beans, and even the adults that love jelly beans. So I just decided, let's do a jelly bean cake. Jelly bean pound cake. And y'all, this is fun. Okay, this is the kind of cake that the kids will enjoy. Now, I do stuff like this because when my kids were growing up, their birthday cakes, I would say, what kind of cake do you want? I think they would try their best to think of the most craziest kind of combination or cake that they could think of for me to have to figure out how to make. So, they never asked for a jelly bean cake, but I figured, why not? Okay? So, we're gonna need 3 cups of our Swans down cake flour. I'm also gonna be using ½ teaspoon of baking powder. I've already added my baking powder to my 3 cups of Swans down, and I sifted it one more time. Swans down comes pre-sifted for you already in the box, but yeah, I'm just used to doing it, so I like to sift it again one more time once I add that baking powder. We're also going to need 3 cups of sugar. I will be using 5 large eggs that are room temperature, and they've already been cracked, and one of them kind of separated when I cracked it, but it is 5 large eggs in there. And then I'm also going to be using 3 sticks of butter, and this butter is room temperature and it is unsalted. I'm going to be using 8 ounces of cream cheese. It too is room temperature. You guys, if you know me, if you've been around, you know that when I do a cake where I use cream cheese, I can be notorious for forgetting to add the cream cheese in the beginning with the butter to cream. So if you check out behind me, I've already put the cream cheese in my mixing bowl to ensure that I won't forget. Okay? And then I'm going to use, for my extracts, I will be using some Watkins Pure Vanilla extract. And this is a baking vanilla. I've never tried this before, but I want to try that today. And of course, I will be using a little bit of my cream bouquet, my bakery in a bottle, as I like to refer to it. And of course, we can't have a jelly bean cake without jelly beans. Now, I didn't like jelly beans growing up, the old school jelly beans. I didn't like them. But you guys, they have more of the gourmet jelly beans these days. And like, these are the Starburst jelly beans. Oh my goodness, and they are so good. They have, what's in this one? What is it? Grape. I think they have lemon and a green apple. And I don't know, is that strawberry or cherry? And then there's a purple one, I guess. Delicious, okay? And then I'm also going to use some of these, and these are the favorite reds. There's watermelon, cherry, and strawberry. And this one, but they're all red. Pay no mind to the fact that the bag is already open, and I was chewing something when the video first started. That's not what we're talking about here, so don't worry about that, okay? All right, I think that's everything. With my jelly beans, I do not want big hunks of jelly beans in the cake. So I'm going to put them in my little Ninja, and we're going to pulse them a couple of times to, you know, kind of get smaller pieces, okay? Because I do not want big hunks. And then I'm also going to add a little bit of flour and mix it up with the jelly beans in hopes that they won't sink. Okay, and then I'm going to have to remember not to tap the pan, the cake pan, to get the air bubbles out. Hopefully I'll remember all that when the time comes. We're going to end with some type of glaze. I do want a thick glaze. I'm a glaze girl. Love a thick glaze. And I know I want something colorful because it's a jelly bean cake. So I'll figure all that out once I get to that part, okay? I've preheated my oven. It is currently preheating to 325 degrees. And I will imagine it's probably going to bake about 1 hour and 10 minutes. But before I started, you already know, I washed my hands. That's what you do when you come in the kitchen and you're starting to prepare food or go in the refrigerator and, you know, wash your hands. Don't be in the kitchen with nasty hands because, y'all, that's just nasty. As I've already said, I've already added my cream cheese to my mixing bowl. And to that, I'm adding my 3 sticks of unsalted butter. And then I'm going to add my 1/4 teaspoon of salt. I don't think I mentioned that when I was giving my ingredients, but I'm adding 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and I add that in the beginning when I'm creaming my butter and my sugar. I'm adding my extracts right now as well. So I'm going to add maybe about 1 teaspoon of my cream bouquet. And then to that, I'm going to add at least 1 tablespoon of my pure vanilla. You guys, I am not stingy with my extracts at all. Now, when you use the cream bouquet, you don't need a whole lot of it, okay? All right. So what I'm going to start by doing is I'm just going to mix this cream cheese and the butter, extracts and salt. I'm going to mix that a few seconds by itself, okay? And then once that's mixed up, I'm going to slowly start adding my 3 cups of sugar. I'm going to cream my butter, sugar, cream cheese for about 10 to 12 minutes. I will stop the mixer and scrape down my mixer a couple of times while doing so. If you don't have a scraper that's built in with your mixer, please make sure you stop. Scrape down your bowl because you're going to notice that your butter, sugar, cream cheese, it's going to start collecting on the sides of your bowl. And that means if it's up here, it's not down in your bowl, so it's not getting creamed. This is a process you cannot rush. You can't rush this process. I actually set me a timer and I just do something else. It's probably when I'm going to pulse the jelly beans while I'm doing this, okay? But you can't rush this process because it will affect the outcome of your cake. It can be dense, it can be heavy, it can fall, it can cause it to be gummy. So don't rush it, all right? Take your time. We want it to be light and fluffy. Don't want to hear those sugar crystals. And I'm actually going to stop after we've creamed so I can let you see exactly what I mean when I say light and fluffy. You guys, this is light and fluffy. Now it looks a little different because we have cream cheese in here, okay? So it's just a little different looking when you have cream cheese and not just the butter and sugar. But again, that's light and fluffy. Now what we're going to do, we're going to start adding our eggs one at a time, okay? And I usually just mix a few seconds, long enough for that yolk to kind of disappear. Sometimes when I'm trying to add 1 egg, 2 eggs will jump in. No worries, just mix a few seconds longer because you're mixing 2 eggs as opposed to 1. After we get the eggs mixed in, then we're going to start mixing in our flour. We don't have anything to alternate with today because we did the cream cheese in the beginning. But we're going to slowly add the flour, just mixing up a little bit in between adding, okay? You're not trying to mix it until all of the flour is just, it looks silky smooth, because you can overmix here as well. If you overmix, it can also cause your cake to be dense, to fall, to be gummy. We want none of the above, okay? This part right here, mixing of the flour, does not take nearly as long as the creaming of the butter and the sugar, all right? Okay, my oven is ready. Again, I'm going to add, you guys, when I was trying to pulse these jelly beans, it was doing nothing really but taking that colored coating off of the jelly beans. So I ended up, after I kept pulsing and realizing that it was just taking all of this off, I stopped and then I just started pulling them apart with my fingers. So they're not quite as small as I wanted them, but this is going to have to do. And I'm also going to go and add a couple of tablespoons of flour before I forget. Okay, and hopefully this is going to prevent them from sinking. All right, so let's add the eggs and then the flour, and then we're going to be ready to pour and bake. Okay, so now we are thoroughly mixed up. I'm just going to go around the bowl a few more times to make sure everything is mixed up really well. Okay. Now I've thoroughly sprayed my cake pan with Baker's Joy, and I'm going to share with you my thought process because I want you guys to understand, you know, maybe why I do certain things. It may not necessarily be right, but I just want you to understand my thought process and why I'm doing a certain thing. In me spraying my pan, I sprayed a little extra for the bottom, okay? Because this is candy, and if it sticks, it will probably cause it to stick to my pan. Thus the reason I do not want to add the jelly beans yet. I'm going to add some of my batter, okay, because I don't want any of the jelly beans to have direct contact with the pan. Does that make sense? And if I fold them in now, then some of them may be sitting up against the bottom of this pan, which will be the top when I flip it over. And these are gooey and gummy, and I just feel like they'll stick. And there's no guarantee that they won't, but we're going to see. Another reason I did cream cheese, my thought process, as opposed to milk, because cream cheese makes a thicker batter. And I'm thinking it's going to be a little harder for the jelly beans to kind of fall through. Okay, so I've added not half of the batter. Okay, so I've tossed my jelly beans in the flour, and we're going to fold them in. Okay, I think that's enough. And this the candy coating that the pulsing was pulling off of the jelly beans, honey, no jelly bean particle left behind. None. So I'm just going to sprinkle some of this in places. No jelly bean particle left behind, y'all. I know. Thank y'all for letting me do the most. So in goes the rest of our batter. Be careful not to hit the sides of your cake pan or the tube. Some more jelly bean particles. You guys, when that pulsing was pulling the coating off of the jelly beans, to me it was making my jelly beans look like Fruit Loops. I love me some Fruit Loops too. And yes, I'm showing you guys all of this so you will know exactly what I did. I do not want to edit this part out of the video. That's because I want you guys to know everything I did. A little bit more jelly bean particles. Okay, you guys see that? And now we're just gonna smooth it out. And once you get it smooth, then we're ready to go in the oven. I'm not gonna hit it, tap it under the bottom. We're just trying to get it kind of level. And I know this may seem interesting to some of you guys, but it's for the kids, y'all. If them children will eat a macaroni and cheese pizza, honey, they will love a jelly bean pound cake. It's for the babies. Okay, so we're going in 325. I'm going to set my oven, my timer on an hour, and I'm going to set it an hour and 10 minutes because that's usually when I check it because I can smell it. I bake my cakes in the very middle of my oven, so I'll take the rack out and adjust it to where it's sitting in the middle of the oven, and that's where I bake my cakes. Okay, all right, so we're baking prayerfully. It will not stick, and prayerfully all the jelly beans won't sink. Okay, we'll see. Okay, we have baked an hour and 15 minutes. And now we're going to sit here and cool about 10. While the cake is cooling, we're going to make our glaze really quick. You will see how easy it is. I never measure. I never use a mixer. I always do this by hand. Simply start by adding my powdered sugar. We're going to add just a couple of drops of my cream bouquet. Just a little dab of the vanilla. And I think I want to do a clear to make sure I don't tint. I don't want that, the powdered sugar tinted with that brown vanilla. So I'm going to add just a little bit of clear vanilla. And then you add your milk just a little bit at a time. I like to have it kind of thick in the beginning because it makes it easy to get smooth. Okay? And you want to add just a little bit at a time because when you add too much milk, it's hard to get it smooth, and then you'll need to add more powdered sugar. Okay? So just that easy, we have a thick glaze, okay? And I'm going to want just a little bit more, so all I'm going to do is add a little bit more powdered sugar, a little bit more milk, and that's it. I think I do want to color it today. Since we're doing jelly beans, and I think I'm wanting to color it maybe, let's see, I think I'm going to do, this is a purple gel glaze, but I'm going to do just a little bit of it, and then that way the color will be like a lavender. Hopefully. Hopefully that's not too much. Okay. Easy peasy. Give it a little bit more color. And then we have glaze. Just like that, you guys. Isn't it pretty? Okay. So once the cake is done cooling, then we will flip.
Stephen Miner, FaceTime video.
That's my baby. You guys, pardon that interruption. That was my dude number 2, aka our son that's away in college. So I always have to answer his FaceTime calls. But in the meantime, this is the cake, and it has to continue to cool. Okay, so we're gonna cool some more, and then we'll be ready to glaze. All right, you guys, we are glazing. Glazing. Y'all hear my baby? That's my baby. Yep. It's a jelly bean pound cake with a purple glaze. Jelly beans on top. Some extra glaze and jelly beans down in the hole. It's for the kids, you guys. It's for the kids. It is time. What's wrong with you?
Hey everybody! How y'all doing?
You have to be all up in the...
So, Easter egg cake?
It's for the babies.
What?
It's for the babies.
What
It's for the babies.
A jelly bean cake?
It's for the babies.
Are you serious?
It's for the babies. The little bitty babies. I put the what else did I put in there? The little what you call it?
Look at the swirl on the inside.
The jelly beans coming all out. I put the what am I wanting to call it? Let me cut another one too, because Duke might want some.
Icing?
Oh, when I was trying to break up the jelly beans. What are you laughing?
Breaking up jelly beans.
Because I didn't want big hunks of jelly beans. So when I was trying to...
I don't know about this one right here, about jelly bean cake. Listen.
Didn't I just say this for the babies? This is for the
Now,
babies.
this is definitely...
Definitely what?
interesting.
Because it's for the babies. Is you a baby?
Now, I'm a great big grown man. You should see how grown I am. What in the world?
It's a jelly bean cake.
This is unbelievable.
Get your fork. So we can share.
This is really finna be
Get
interesting.
the jelly bean cake. Get your fork so we can share. I ended up having to just break. You know what I want, right? You can have a jelly bean though.
Who thinks of a jelly bean cake?
I'm trying to think.
Are you eating a jelly
I
bean?
think I'm tasting jelly beans.
For real?
I think I am.
Let me see if I taste some jelly beans.
Are you tasting jelly beans, babe?
How you get jelly beans in the cake? This is crazy.
I broke them up. Are you tasting jelly beans?
Yes.
I am too.
I am really tasting. I ain't never in my life
And
heard that.
because I couldn't pulse them, I had, let me see, can y'all, oh, I'm trying to do this
This
without.
is
y'all
crazy,
see?
man, look.
Can y'all see what a jelly, wait a minute, y'all. See, like right in there and right in there. Y'all see the jelly beans? It's like, they chewy, you can, they chewy. Maybe you can taste the jelly beans. This is crazy. It was for the babies. Oh, I guess y'all want to see.
This is really.
Y'all look. Can y'all see the jelly beans in there? Y'all see them? Y'all, the jelly bean cake. Y'all see the jelly beans down in the hole.
Well, the baby's gonna love this one.
But you can taste the chewy
You can
jelly.
taste the jelly beans. No. You can taste the jelly beans in the cake without eating a jelly bean.
I think too, what was I going to say? I was trying to pulse them. You know how you can pulse them and it chops them up really fine? But it was just taking the coating off of the jelly beans. So I stopped doing that and I ended up just kind of pulling them apart with my fingers.
Your hands was clean.
You know my hands was clean, baby.
Make no
Listen,
cake
we
with
don't
no
be in the
nasty
kitchen.
hands.
We don't be in the kitchen with nasty hands. But as I was saying, I was pulling them apart and it took, because I was pulsing them, it took a lot of the color off of the jelly bean.
But look, we see like that, like
Yes.
there's one.
And once I realized it wasn't working, I stopped pulsing them. But I think the colors would have shown up more if I had not
It tastes like a. You have a fruit cake that's good.
A fruit cake with candy. Okay, baby.
A good fruit cake, because a fruit cake ain't good at all. But this is.
Back up a little bit, baby. It's cutting your head off. You're gonna have to shit. Wait a minute. This is funny, y'all. The jelly bean glisten.
Well, the kids gonna love this right here. You acting.
That's what I said. It's for the kids. It's for the babies too.
Okay.
Look at the jelly bean.
Here's what the argument finna be, guys.
That's a jelly bean right there. Oh, y'all, there go a green one on top. I think I showed your picture. Wait a minute. You see the green?
Guys, listen.
The green jelly bean right here.
Don't cheat the jelly beans.
Back up, baby. A little bit is cutting your head. Let me see.
Your camera too short, Donna. I'm
it's
tall.
It's not, babe.
I'm a real tall person.
Okay, is that better?
Okay.
Real tall person.
Listen.
Two.
Here's the issue that you got to deal with. Don't cheat the jelly beans. Go get some expensive. Don't go get no jelly beans from the dollar store.
They don't have to be expensive, but
no, the better ones, because the better the jelly bean, the better. This is good.
I like to.
This is really good.
I use a Starburst.
For real. That's what I'm saying right there. Starburst.
Starburst.
That was the real jelly beans.
I told him I didn't like the jelly beans that we grew up on. I didn't like them jelly beans.
I told them the dollar store jelly beans.
They didn't have a dollar store back then.
I know, but they at the dollar store now. Things harder than rock. Them rock me.
Yeah.
So that's what the swirl is, jelly beans.
Actually, what the swirl is all of the dust or the stuff. When I told you when I was pulsing them, not dust, but when I was pulsing them and it was taking the candy coating off, I used that and I just sprinkled it inside the cake. I say no jelly bean particle left behind.
Now I'm being honest with you. I have never in all my life ever heard the cake is moist and chewy, but it's
a chewy cake.
How you get a moist chewy? This is a well, kids gonna love. Let me tell you something. You want to be the superstar.
I said it's for the kids. Jackson said
you want to be a superstar. Do this for the kids. I'm gonna tell you right now.
The jelly bean cake. But what I said before I started making the cake, you remember when I would do the kids' birthday cake, and it's like they would try to think of the craziest thing they can think of for me to try to fix. Now nobody ever said it. None of them ever said a jelly bean cake, but I think that's why I like to try to be creative with my pound cakes. Because the kids used to just give me some doozy. Be like, babe, what kind of birthday cake you want? You remember when Jonte wanted black icing? Yep, I remember that.
Yeah, he went in the house with his teeth jacked up.
Yeah, your whole mouth be black.
Everything black.
Teeth be black, tongue be black.
But that's what kids go for. This right here is...
Let me know if you taste jelly beans.
This is really good. Really.
Here he comes.
This is different.
See my baby coming. Hey, G. Hey, G. Wait.
He about to run.
I know it tastes
run over
good.
everything. I'm gonna knock it all over.
Baby. Hey, you want some jelly beans? You got a little nasty nose. Look, you want some Papa cake?
Here, man. Here you go.
Papa, you breathing. You ate it all.
Oh, your nose is really a mess.
I know. So we need a wipe for his nose. That baby fighting this cold.
There you go.
Not no hard paper towel.
What?
He don't want no hard paper towel.
He get special for man. Look.
Yeah.
These babies ain't made of much. We had sandpaper.
That's right. Say thank you, G-Mom. Don't anybody want your hard paper towel. You know he be fighting. Hey. Let G-Mom get your nose. What you think, too? You tasting? Okay. That's good enough. That's good enough.
That's good.
Do you taste the
You
jelly
gonna
bean?
pop off?
On the top, man.
You gonna hit a pop off, man?
Okay.
G-Mom,
watch that nasty nose. Watch my. Oh, okay, y'all. Listen. Toot, you taste the jelly beans? See?
You
Y'all
taste
better.
jelly.
You like it? It's different, ain't it? Listen, y'all better try the jelly bean cake. Easter come. Thank you, Easter Bunny. Burn. Wasn't that a commercial? Wait. Thank you, Easter Bunny. Burn. Y'all, look. Thank y'all for riding the adventure train with me again today. I appreciate y'all. It's always an adventure over here. too. What are those called? His little amber beads. Is it amber? The amber beads, you guys, because I know some of you have noticed, are supposed to help with teething.
But it's supposed to give you more teeth because he got a mouthful of teeth.
I don't know. It's supposed to help with the pain that he deals with teeth, and he has one around his neck and also on his little ankle.
It's a fashion statement.
Because he has a mouth full of teeth. So, anywho, I tell you, these modern day mommies and the things that they offer these days.
You could licking your tongue, girl.
Okay, you guys, so thank you guys so much for watching. If you've not subscribed, please consider doing so. If you're new to the family, welcome. Thank you all so much for being part of our YouTube family. We appreciate each and every one of you all. Hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell, and when you do that, you know that bell, it shakes something. That's shake something. Shake something. Shake something, huh?
Okay.
You don't seem like you're having a problem eating the whole cake. Thank you guys so much for watching. We already look forward to you joining us again next time. You want some cake? Bye. Say bye-bye. You gonna wave bye-bye?
Say bye-bye.
Wave bye-bye. Not today. You gonna wave bye-bye once I turn the camera on? Say bye-bye. Oh, you want more cake? Okay,
Cake,
okay.
I don't remember
You
that.
want a cake? All right.
Say
Say bye-bye.
hit the nosy.
Say bye-bye.
Hit the nosy. Bye.
Bye.